Earlier on in the conversation, we touched on different cultures and their relationship with trauma.
Yeah.
And of course, there's certain cultures that don't like to talk about stuff. You know, you don't talk about stuff.
Right.
I think you mentioned German upbringings before. What did you say about them? Or certainly German families.
The Germans never talked about what the war did to them.
Right.
The Japanese never talk about what the war did to them. In China, you cannot talk about the Cultural Revolution or Tiananmen Square. It didn't happen. But boy, the Chinese are very good in body work. So they are very good in dealing with the body, but they're terrible about talking.
Hold on. But that's really interesting, isn't it? So if one of the things you're saying is that the body... I was going to say stores trauma, but perhaps not the correct word.
Contains it.
Contains it. Okay.
It's expressed through the body.
Okay, so expressed through your body. Yet you live in a culture where it's not acceptable, or at least the done thing that you talk about it.
Right.
Do you think things like Tai Chi and Qigong, for example, came about maybe as a way of managing trauma and dealing with it without having to talk about it?
Absolutely. That's very much my take on things. I think every culture, this trauma has always been ubiquitous. So very much of a part of a culture is how do we deal with trauma? And
yoga in India.
And Qigong and Tai Chi and acupuncture in China, singing and marching in Germany. So every culture has this Sufi dancing, maybe in the Muslim religion. We don't know, we haven't studied it. But every religion has inculcated trauma methods. And I think for us as Western researchers, doctors, it's very important to discover what that particular culture already has. And to honor what is in place there. I mean, I've seen Tai Chi Qigong being practiced in China, and my first reaction is, I was back in early 90s, I go, what are these people doing? And then join people in the park, and I go, wow, my whole body feels so much calmer and more focused. And yoga, bending over, touching your toes and putting your butt in the air. And then you start doing it, you said, wow, this is amazing. This really helps people.